would start the meeting now, sure. And okay, Kak Lilis, you can stop your recording because Mr. Jing already record, and you can access the Trello board. Okay, so Kak Vidi will be the secretary, so please take the notes and start with Trello updates. So from Kak Vidi cards, I see there's no update. So move to Kak Lilis card. Please give your updates, Kak Lilis. Hello, Kak Lilis.
Hello, all good. Just
Okay.
continue.
Oh, I think he gives your updates.
Oh, my
Yeah.
okay, my updates. Where is my card? Yeah. So for the first one, as the last discussion, we would like to make the catalog. So I'm finished actually making the catalog and still need a result to approve it. And maybe if you have any feedback for that. So the format is basically uh, the Facebook ads will be the same, but we direct the customer into one page, which is the catalog page. Like this is only one of the properties that we list on the catalog, and there is a 9 unique property that we provide there. Therefore, when they have the more information itself containing the Airbnb link, so the customer can look at the details like the photos and everything, the location, and then when they want to book via Airbnb, it's allowed, and when they want to book via WhatsApp, it's also allowed. So this is the design actually of the catalog, and I hope we will publish the advertisement tomorrow. But the due date here is today. Actually, this is the due date that we want to decide whether we want to continue it or not. But I think we would like to continue it. And the deadline, perhaps I will complete it for 1 month. So it is August 10. Okay. So thank you very much for the first card, and for the second card. And sadly, uh, yeah, yeah. I see that Jing's comment here, but I would like to ask you, sir, what kind of opportunities that you see from the agent from the supply side? Can you explore more, sir?
Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, right. What I said was this: if you have supply side agents, that's actually part of a that supports the marketing chapter's mission. So if you do get people like that, it's okay, right? It just supports a different chapter's mission. Demand side agents, I believe, have more direct impact to revenue at this point, but side agents are actually good too as well. They support the marketing mission. So that's all I mean.
Okay. So basically, for the marketing chapter, we can acquire more property owners. Is that what you mean, sir?
Yeah, that's their mission. In fact, that's what their goal is.
But I think for agent, more difficult. So maybe I would like to try to find the one that is own the villa. For example, like yeah, there's the marketplace right in the Facebook, so we can see some property owner. I've tried actually using invitation page that I make, but I'm not posted here. And I send like six message and three replay it, but they already have property manager actually.
That's
So
it.
maybe I would like to try to that, but I will done this initiative because I don't see any progress since this is already 1 month. I think I only get like one deal. So I'd like to stop this, and if there is any involvement in the future from business development side, I would like to pivot again. But if I haven't get any idea on how to improve it, I want to discover more idea other than this. So
Okay,
that's the decision of this card.
nice.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Rida. That's all my update.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis, for your update. So I will like to move to my updates. So my first card, actually, I've contact uh, Mr. Shafri again to be our speaker for the next webinar, and also Miss Ina from UGM. But I still have no response from them. And the budget is actually today. I think if we get response from them, from Mr. Shafri or Mr. Or Miss Ina, I will continue this and start uh, to look for the audience. And also Kak Vidi yesterday said to me that sorry Kak Vidi, who's the one from
Slavic.
your profession? Yeah, yeah, it's able to be our speaker too. So that's from my first card. And then for my second card, there is an update. Omah Girjan and the House of Gembala actually refused us to take over their listing, so we proceed to other properties, which is Dalam Binaraan Pendopo 26. And I've done the pricing for all of the properties, and also Kak, Kak Aldo will solve the Terra account, and after we get the Terra account, we will start to listing. So that's all from my updates. Is there any comment? Okay, Kak Vidi.
Yeah, I've noticed in the RMB51, Aldo mentioned some difficulties. Have you noticed in
Yeah,
the creation of their account? And are there any resolution yet, or are you planning to perform like sub discussion with Aldo?
yeah, I will do sub discussion with Aldo, Kak. Okay.
Thank you, Frida.
Okay. Okay, that's for my updates. Continue to Mr. Jing. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. After seeing the new changes that have happened in the company, I would like to actually redo my cart F.5. I think it's not well defined, and I'll get it done. I'll probably need to get it done before today because it's due. No, it's due tomorrow at 4. So I'll get it done before the deadline. I'll redo this card. Part of the first part of the discussion is to actually set up some sample chapter KPIs from Lillis and Vidi, and we want to discuss this on Friday at the Leadership Guild so that we have some structure on how to lead each chapter. So I see on the discussion paper, Vidi has already completed some of his ideas for KPIs for each chapter, and I think it could be a good time to drill down and discuss those at a discussion time. Next is my task template. Okay, no, that doesn't need to be there, so I'm going to remove the task template. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jung, for your updates. Maybe, Mr. Secretary, you can share your screen to give the resume of these updates.
Okay, thank you, Miss Chair. So for the notes itself, for FIDI, no update. For list, done with the catalog, waiting for results approval. Direct the customer to the catalog page. There are 9 unique properties containing details published by tomorrow. And regarding the B10 initiative, leaders have tried contacting 6 property owners, but 3 replied that they have already a property manager. For RMB10, closed due to slow progress and no idea how to improve it, but potential for improvement by business development. For Frida, no response from Seeker yet, and done pricing for properties. Although we resolve the Terra account. For Mr. Jing, he will redo F5 due to the changes in the company and collect KPI ideas for chapters from Liz and PD.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary, for the resume. And I will move to BV Analytics. I will share my screen. Okay, so I would like to see the statistic of our company. So we have 23,000 dollars for July. Like the expected model of the revenue target is 24,000, if I'm not wrong. And I think we are getting closer to that number. And for the booking page is increasing so well. If we see the density start from July 1, yeah, I think. 28th of July is the highest density. It comes from both of in-month booking and also for the future booking at August, September, and October. And also for the weekly sales, we see the decrease. And then move to the yeah, coronavirus monitoring. For the new booking versus cancellation value, I think the booking page, wait, uh, sorry. Yes, booking page. This one, yeah, yeah. I think the booking page. Uh, I think the cancellation against the booking page is still more. I mean, still positive. Like we have 10 bookings, in 28th of July and six cancellation, and yeah, it's still positive. And then move for the RM tools for the tracking inquiries. Yeah, I believe it dropped a little bit, but not too bad. And the popular properties is still Villa, followed by Despacito, Villa Santi, and Lot 6. And the
Sorry, Miss
yeah.
Chair. Just now, I think the for the inquiry page you showed the
Oh,
range.
oh yeah. Wait, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Kak Vidi. Oh, wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, but oh yeah, it's MA Villa, the displays, Despacito, and followed by Gembala. I think properties from Yogyakarta. Okay, maybe any insight for this part?
Quick one. Let's see.
Okay, Mr. G.
Sure. Or to the team. First thing I want to say, thank you for allowing me to postpone today. I had that webinar for the school. Lot five. Is there any reason why we're not getting any inquiries for lot five?
Hmm. Actually, we got some inquiries from the Facebook ads, right? And
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, we get, but um,
yeah, what are there any updates regarding that in the direct inquiries?
Oh,
What do you call it? Trello board.
maybe Frida can open the direct inquiries board. Hmm. Do you have access to that, Frida?
the trailer board, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I believe everyone in Bukit Vista group
Yeah.
have access to that one.
Wait. Direct inquiry.
This is the link if you would.
Yeah, I've opened.
Okay, okay.
If you
Sure, sure.
lot five,
Yep.
where is it?
Because I believe that in try to open the Facebook group ads first post. I believe at the
On
left part,
the second
The
row,
second list. Yeah.
yeah, the
sec
second column, sorry.
this one.
Yeah. Open that card. I believe I left a comment for Kagani to remind him to add the details
Mm.
like to track the inquiries, but I'm not seeing any. Oh yeah, he put all the inquiries tracking from at the paper, I guess, not in the
ah,
board. So that's one inconsistency in the
so we have a
pipeline.
blind spot.
But maybe can you back again to the inquiries data, Frida?
Yep.
Miss Chair.
Uh, this one.
Yep. Is there lot five? No.
No. Wait. Oh, sorry.
Maybe on Airbnb, Frida.
Yep, the price is practically the same for the Airbnb and the promoted price, and
Mm,
it's lower than lot six.
There is no lot five.
have you changed the minimum stay?
Yes, I've changed the minimum stay. That's why we are supposed to have a booking for the 30th of July, but it got rerouted to lot six, right?
Oh,
Okay.
And also, Dekutu isn't showing up, right?
Oh yeah, Dekutu got a 1 day booking, I believe, 1.3 million.
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Next. For the tracking booking, wait,
Hmm.
yeah, for the booking itself, I think there is no much change since it's limited by long term booking if I'm not wrong, from Sun Moon Villa and Puri Sabina Villa. Okay, that's all from BV Analytics updates. Maybe any comments? Okay, no. If not, we move to discussion management board. Okay, so yeah, we've done with this one. Sure.
Let's see. Let me take a quick look at that. So, okay, on HR we have KPIs: employee turnover, okay, employee engagement, employee satisfaction, onboarding, intern dropout rate. Uh, okay, let's see. Okay, all right. I think also HR. Time per hire probably would also be pretty good. And what is the hire rate, right? How many people are hiring divided by? Okay. Okay. So HR has three sections. It's awareness, conversion, and retention. So retention is measured by turnover, and engagement, satisfaction, probably. Uh, Recruiting and awareness is measured by something else, right? It's probably more of a marketing. How many impressions or how many probably people we've reached each month, and then I think the conversion is then the ratio between the hires and the people that we've reached. Okay, all right. HAR inquiry conversion review guest related case, uh, instant book rate. Okay. Vidi, why would you think revenue management is instant book rate?
Because we decide the market price if the active
Right.
market price is at that part, so people will inquire less and just book it either way because it's the active market.
Right, instead of negotiate for price, right? And Lilith, I understand that we have a much more clear perspective on the inquiry conversions at this point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I saw that there was like a 28% on negotiation. Do we know what percentage of that is actually negotiation on price or negotiation on other features?
Um, Actually, negotiation for the first week. It is about price. I think.
Okay,
I have to check actually.
okay, got it. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. That's the first time we've seen Instant Book on revenue management. Okay, let's see. Wow, Lewis, that's fast. Okay,
I made it already, but I haven't copied there
okay.
actually.
Do we have any? Let's focus on our first things first. Okay. The reason why I've asked you guys to think about this is because I want to get this set up soon. Like, but I also know, just like the employee motivation survey, it has long lasting repercussions if we set it up too quickly in haste. So most likely this is have to be a project in a way. So we have to think about like, all right, does this actually work? Vidi, tell me a little bit about what you were thinking in these particular points.
For all or for revenue management, sir?
Let's start with revenue management, and then let's go over to
Right.
AR. That's I think where the most crucial points are.
Okay, so for revenue management itself, it's not about the instant book rate because if we have the market price, we set the market price, there will be less inquiries and
Sure,
more instant books, just like what we had before. But the difference is we didn't measure it before.
sure.
For occupancy itself, I think occupancy occupancy is scaled. So the I think one of the problem with revenue, as I've said before, I think months ago, when we have a targeted revenue and a growing market property supply size, it just doesn't reflect the actual growth. So
Ah,
having
because you're
having 20,000 revenue with 10 villas and 200,000 revenue with 200 villas is basically the same.
Mm.
for each property,
Wait, come again. Wait, tell me.
producing 20,000 revenue
Uh huh.
with 10 villas,
Right.
and producing 200,000 revenue with 100 villas,
Uh huh.
translate to the same $2,000 revenue per villa.
Right. Mhm.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that we have optimized each property.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Okay.
why one of the strategy to survive for Bukit Vista itself is the increasing the supply side supplies, right?
Right. 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 Right.
Because we get more revenue, but it doesn't mean that our partners are growing proportional to our survival, something like that.
I understand. I understand. Okay, that's okay. All right, got it. So occupancy would be a better metric of inspiring delight for a partner.
Yes, that's the occupancy. So and also like skilled revenue per property, something like that.
What is this?
It actually it's actually related for occupancy and skilled revenue property. So
Ah, got
occupancy means that the nights booked, right? But revenue per property also take account the price for each nights. If we just maybe it can be merged. Occupancy can be merged into revenue per property, but uh, if we have high occupancy but low skilled revenue per property, it means that we are selling at a very low rate, such that the occupancy is really high, but the revenue itself is low per property.
got it. Got it. Okay, that's interesting. What is scaled mean? Scaled revenue.
Skilled meaning that because some properties like lot 5 will tip the balance over
Mm.
Right. Because,
because it has a high revenue with just one, let's say like one unit or one unit property with 3 bedrooms, something like that. But
sure.
then like guest house with 19 units will have a low price per night, and it will tip the scale over the KPI over.
Okay, so how do you plan to create a scaled revenue per property? Is it like
Uh,
each
it's
pro?
actually very much related to what we discussed yesterday about there are we can find a coefficient for that, just like what Joseph is trying to do, right?
Really? Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. So what would that look like then?
That would look like the consideration between a property type, number of bedrooms, because number of units is different from number of total bedrooms,
All right.
and also area, and finally maybe like there's the evaluation from the like luxury or not, something like that, right?
Got it. Okay, so essentially a target property revenue per. Okay, so target revenue per month for each property within a category.
Yep, within a category, right?
Okay, got it. Interesting. Okay, all right. Yeah, that would be right. Then we wouldn't be leaving people behind, right?
Yeah, because if we uh, even before, I believe what's the occupancy total occupancy overall occupancy rate among Bukit Vista properties, sir? I believe before February it's still 20 to 30%.
Super low, right? Yeah, it doesn't even
Yeah,
make that much
correct.
sense. Yeah,
But the revenue was really high, so
right.
it means that
Mm.
some are left behind, something like that, and we're not optimizing correctly, perhaps.
Okay. Or other people are taking our inventory too as well. And it's not.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's also one possible reason.
Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's go to HAR. HAR has control over inquiry, control over review, guest related completion rate. Okay, I can understand the first two, but what is the third one?
Okay, so it's related to the case management journey
Okay.
that Nadine is championing somewhat in HR.
Mhm.
So there are two kinds of case. A case proposed like whose subject is an owner, and a case where the subject is the booking itself.
Ah, got it. Okay, got it. So
So
the cases
yeah,
actually end up being resolved versus other
correct,
cases end up paying. Yeah.
correct. If the subject is the property itself, it should go to community.
Got it. Okay.
But if
Interesting.
the case, yeah, because we either way we will register the case, right, using this new system. That's why we can kind of like classify this kind of reviews.
Okay.
So as opposed to purely review, we can classify the
Got it.
cases.
Got it. Okay, this is so important. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that there was a system to look at this. All right, and then tell me more about product.
Okay, for product, actually, it's very generic in terms of software engineering. But first, story points is a very common method used in software engineering. However, it's a bit it's a little bit complex because, and also kind of subjective because some of the argument in creating KPI for software engineering people is that they can always find a way to kind of like cheat the system by, for example, like story points can be calculated as the projected, um, let's say, projected cost of a feature over the estimated impact it will give, for example. But
Now,
then sometimes you can, it's very subjective that you can kind of like overestimate the difficulty of a feature or something like that.
got it. Okay, so it's value for cost.
Yes, but it's very commonly used, and startups use that a lot. And I know that some startups in Yogyakarta use that kind of system, story points.
Okay.
It kind of like it's like bandwidth, like a credit in university.
Okay. Oh,
Mm.
So if people have credits on allocation budget of time they have to spend,
okay. Oh,
and the
good.
output is measured, something like that.
All right.
Because software engineering is it will like, oh, okay, you have a feature and the difficulty between each features can be different. So first you have to kind of like measure the difficulty, and okay, in 1 month you allocate like 15 story points or something like that, or 10 story points, stuff like that. But yeah, it's a complex system. Maybe it will need more discussion if we want to use this. But bug rate and bigger use time is a measurable uh, KPI for software engineering.
Okay. All right. Looks interesting. All right. Let's go to next over to okay. All right. Let's go to Lilith then. Lilith says hospitality air support. We're looking at inquiry conversion, booking to review, and negative versus positive review. Yes. Yes. I think that's it. Actually, that sounds really really key. Booking. What? Let me understand booking to review, Lilith, from your side. What does booking to review mean?
Yeah, it means that how many bookings happen and how many review that we get. It's like I think we have it on
Okay.
Tableau,
Response. Okay.
but currently we don't really aware of it. I think. I mean, yeah, we have not really many bookings, but I think it is important to maintain our rankings on.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right.
So
Hey,
just follow up after the guest check out.
that's right. That's actually absolutely correct. The booking to review rate is actually influence ranking. If you don't get enough reviews, then you won't rank. Um, I just had a fundamental question. Does our mission align with the ranking or the algorithm of Airbnb?
Mm, yeah,
It does.
I think so. Yeah, because when people writing, especially positive, write review, especially positive review. For example, for that one, we want to inspire delight, right?
Right.
Guests, and so especially guests, right? Related to Airbnb. If
Okay.
the guests write reviews, especially positive review, it will rise up our rankings.
Okay. There's no way that could go wrong, right? It's usually through innovation. And hospitality innovation will keep us always at the top of rankings, right?
Sorry, sir, I don't really understand.
Right. So the mission is to inspire through inspire delight, hospitality, and innovation that positively transforms guests. Right. So that's like kind of like what, and we're going to compare that with the algorithm. Um, let's break that down. Okay, inspire delight. Yes, absolutely. Positive reviews result in better ranking. Positive transformations results in more delight. Positive reviews. Hospitality innovation is probably what you would need in order to continuously preserve positive reviews over time, right? Because like once you get to a 5-star review, then the expectations go up, and it becomes harder to supplant that. So innovation is the only thing that would keep you at a 5-star rate continuously. Okay, all right. So we can follow the mission and not worry about messing up the ranking. Then that's why I asked. Okay, good, 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 good. Okay, human resource ratio of applicants versus number of interns. Tell me more about that, Lilith.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe this is the. I'm not really remember what is the funnel of the HR, but the first one is to get. Sorry again, sir. Can you explain more about the funnel?
Sure. Oh,
Only.
very good. Brand awareness to applicants, applicants to, let's say, people who are employed here, interns and everyone. And then probably the last one is people who are employed. Oh, wait. Turnover is people that start, people that end, add that together, and then okay, people who leave divided by people who start, and people who end divided by two. That makes any sense? Okay, let's say for example you start out with a company with 30 people, right? At the end of the year you have 70 people, and then you have 10 people leave. So wait, actually that's not okay. All right, so you have 10 people leave, you have 30 people at the beginning, 70 people at the end, 10 people leave. So then it's 10 divided by 50, right? 30 plus 70 divided by 2. So then you have a 20% annual turnover rate. That's what the turnover rate.
Is that I don't know. I don't really know, but is that turnover rate means, for example, like someone only work like 6 months, and then the next one is 12 months. The next one is blah, and then the total number of their months divided into the number of people that signing off. What is that? That
Resign.
sign. Is
Okay,
that turnover
it's
rate?
resigned and fired people at the top. Numerator is resigned and fired, right? Divided by starting population plus end population divided by 2.
That's an interesting way to calculate turnover rates, sir.
Yeah.
Because from what I know, it's basically just people who leave divided by the number of employees we have over a certain period of time.
What if you're recruiting more people? What if you're growing more people? So it's like
Right.
the average size of your population. What? So let's say the turnover rate is more severe if you have a shrinking. Yeah, check it out. If you have a shrinking population, then it's more severe, right? If you get 5 people leaving, but if you have a growing population, then it's less severe because it's 5 people leaving, but you've absorbed, 70 people, right? So that starting population plus end population divided by 2 gives you the yes, Frida, please check it out.
Wait, sir. Sorry. Employee. What is it, sir? Turnover.
Turnover rate.
Yeah, and standing
Turnover
ratio
rate.
for that.
Oh,
I think that's turnover for everything, actually.
this one, sir.
Yeah. So monthly turnover is number of people who are. You got to get the average number of employees, right? Especially since if you have flow in or out. If you have no flow in or out, you have no growth and you have no decay, then yes, it's the number of people who leave over the overall. But the denominator has to be the average population. So that's why it's starting number, end number, divided by 2 for whatever period you're looking at. So if you're adding more people in than you lose, then your turnover rate is actually lower. But it also, I don't know. I mean, turnover rate is really, I think, a rate for understanding a few things. It could be used to understand, is there a policy that is losing people? Or is it used to understand, are you losing people at a rate that you can't replenish, right? So it could be used for two different reasons. Yes, over to video.
Right, sir. In Bukit Vista, do we consider interns employees?
Not really. I don't know. I don't want to say so. But since we're only hiring interns right now, the efficiency of a chapter is essentially the yeah. Because if you look at interns, all interns will turn over, right? Eventually. So I would calculate. Okay, in that particular case, I would calculate. Yeah, this back to like what I think one of the interns yesterday was working on. Right? It was Sing. So we expect intern turnover anyhow for the majority part. So we shouldn't really work on intern retention programs, right? That doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, we want to get better at, I guess, the hiring efficiency and I guess the retention efficiency too at the same time. So part of the retention plan is you need two elements. You need money and you need training. So money keeps people employed and training keeps people engaged. So those are sort of the constraints that we have actually. Yeah. So okay. Um, let's take a look. Okay, so ratio of applicants versus number of interns. Okay, that could see as conversion rate. So what
Yeah.
is simple? And the first one I think is the brand awareness measured by how many applicants.
Mm.
What is the applicant pool per month? I think that could be a good sign, right? Okay, and mentor mentee ratio. Okay, that's interesting. That's like a school ratio.
Yeah.
Vinny, what do you think of that? I don't think that's necessarily true because different mentors have different efficiencies. I've noticed. So you might have one mentor, and no matter how many people go through,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Maybe that's for the leadership.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps number of leaders versus number of followers. Okay. And community, I like that ratio of total property or property. Probably a turnover rate too as well. What is the turnover over the starting population and population divided by two? Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay, okay. I think Kak Vidi and Kak Lilis already explained the KPIs clearly, and we still have 10 minutes for this topic. Time for radical candor. Back to
Yeah.
you, sure.
Okay, so I've noticed something yesterday. I noticed that you guys are much more candid outside this chapter than inside the chapter. So I need to start collecting some radical candor because I'll be radically candid here too as well. I noticed that both you guys have not felt like you've been making achievements in the past few weeks, and I think that's my thought process is that you've run out of inspiration or you've run out of directions to look for new ideas. Um, Part of that is I'm sort of like in a crossroads myself, right? If I keep on feeding you guys new ideas, you'll never learn to discover or learn how to follow up or go through that process itself, right? And that is costly too because we're just wasting time. But if so I can let you guys kind of like suffer in this confusion. But what I'm hoping is that it will click one day and it will just like sort of turn over, right? The next way is, I guess I could be more involved and sort of help to sort of direct your attention into where it's needed, and that's the other way. The third way, I guess, is I say you guys have a leader now. Wink at Lilith, and your leader will help you find your way through the muddle. Right? Those are the three things that I'm considering right now. So that's what I see. But I need to see what you guys see. So, time to tell me what you guys see. Let's go over to Vidi first.
Okay, so well, for me, I guess the no achievement part. Um, I'm not sure. For me, it's personally because, yeah, I did some things. I created, like, for example, like the case management system and all those kind of stuff. Did like investigation, new things, but it doesn't feel like achievement because
Uh,
um, achievement for me should be something that gradually, like, it's a climb. If it's if it's
right,
a if it's a thing, but it's something that have been done before, it doesn't feel like achievement. For example, like, if I got another 50 million deal for lot 5, for example, now it doesn't feel like achievement.
right, because it's been done before. A 500
Yeah,
achievement.
yeah, yeah, something like that. So I'm kind of dealing with around four projects or 5 projects in product development, right?
Mhm.
But uh yeah, those stuff are some for the amenities. It's like the root. Basically, we have this implementation of data centralization in bigger for PRM, case management, and so on and so forth. It basically shares the same root, so it doesn't feel like achievement.
Great. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, by the way, right? I'm not saying that I want to be that clear on that. The tone of this is more like I'm worried about you guys, and like if you feel like you're not making achievements, does that interrupt your flow? Not like I'm standing here. You must achieve something. Not like
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
okay.
Totally
So
understandable, sir.
so I'm just trying to figure out what it is because I'm assuming you would prefer to have more achievements, right? Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so Vidi seems like he's caught on some sort of infrastructure task that is in product right now. And it seems like in order for this to be challenging, we need to push past the current boundary, the current envelope that we're in, and really move to the next level. I got a challenge for you, sir. Hey, would you like to write a letter to Sundar Mas about why they should partner with Bukit Vista?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. I've got. Okay. We got up to the highest people at Sundar Mas, right? The directors for development, and I'm uh, I'm trying to figure out what to write to them that would challenge and be interesting. So I think that would be if that goes through, that would be like a 500 million. I don't know. That'd be a huge deal, right? So that would be monumental. Okay, I'll forward that over to you and you can take a look at it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Cool. Vidi, I'm also going to be radically candid. I'm assuming that you're the kind of person that if you're not challenged, you get bored.
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay. And if you get bored for very long, that's not a very satisfactory work experience.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm also taking the fact that you have a wide appetite for all kinds of work that is possible here, right? So I should,
Oh, yeah. But that's why I think the 3 weeks ago, I mentioned in the actionable discovery regarding uh, prioritizing between long-term research versus short-term tasks that produce immediate results.
mhm.
I think I wrote that like twice or something. And yesterday, in this week's all hands, I mentioned that it's confirmed by Shafri that there is a difference between data science and software engineering process. And software engineering is more quick paced. Their features can be done like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but data science is a bit long term. But my point is, um, it's good to have do like big research, but sometimes there are necessary stuff that needs to be fixed to improve operationals. That's why I'm helping like HR or community with the centralization of data because it is the onboarding process, operational, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Is that where you find your flow?
It's more flow than RM currently, actually.
Okay.
Uh, that's why I found myself being involved in product development more than RM
Okay. All right.
recently.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for discovering where the work is. Like I said, I never have to worry very much about you guys finding where the biggest problems are. Okay, let's see. The reason I ask you that video is because there are a lot of challenges in this company, and I'm not sure how it would be received. Right? One part of my mind is I should keep people focused so that they don't jump around everywhere. But another part of my mind wonders, okay, if you're really ready for a challenge, there are things I'm struggling with, and maybe you can help, right? With clarifying that. So one of the biggest struggles right now is this KPI business for the entire company. That is, yeah, I don't know how we neglected it for so long, but I guess we were thinking about how to actually get our company on track for a while, let alone race the race. So yeah, I think both you and Lilith and Frida are business minded people, and everything has to line up for business to work right, right? But you're also very like you think about empathy, you think about the global mission. So this is where the balance is on this whole thing, right? I think this is a very important sort of milestone that we're going to cross if we get these KPIs right and if we figure out how to measure them correctly. On top of that, explaining our story to, let's say, the outside world has been a pretty big challenge too, as well. And I think that part of it is that maybe we don't have enough um, rational thinking, maybe, right? Or whatever it might be to guide the process. So that's another area. But once again, what I would expect is this, Vidi. Ask if you don't feel busy, all right? Ask if you feel like you could use some more interesting work. Because I don't want to say, all right, here you go, do this, and have it be overloading you too as well. That gives me at least a little bit of feedback. Uh, I generally look on the Trello cards and I look on the all hands to sort of determine if a person is overloaded or not. So I also remember that you're working in product too, but they have a slightly different way of measuring things and It's not as clear. So okay, my goal is to keep you happily engaged, right?
Yep.
You feel like, hey, cool, there's something fun to do. When we run out of fun things to do, I think that's our demise. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing, sir. The workload itself. Actually, uh, like I did a lot of tasks last week. That's why I needed the help of Google Task
Okay.
to remind me stuff. But it's not reflected in Trello cards, right? Because we don't have activity cards. Like the activity cards, if we're trying to figure out using how to use case management and so on and so forth.
Mm,
But yeah, maybe it's just like that. I don't know, the push that we had during the first few months, because maybe because we're now grounded, we got a lot more information, but yeah, still on it.
okay. The push in the very beginning was there was a radical change, and so there was systematic change. There was whatever. But you're right. We're kind of grounded right now. There's not too much we can do besides prepare for when things get better. And I think a lot of this works when there's feedback, right? We've even learned that without good feedback, you start thinking of problems that don't exist and start working on problems that don't exist, and really get lost, which is a kind of unfortunate in a way because it is a really good time to do research, right? It is a really good time to develop long-term strategy, long-term gains. But without some sort of breath of air coming our way, and this breath of air needs to be fresh in a way so that we can smell what the new world is doing, we could very easily go into just a cycle of building things that don't really work. Even if we do that at this point, I think it's still better than doing nothing. For example, or at least we keep our skills sort of like in a rotation. But ideally, we should be building something that will ideally be used by other people. Any feedback into the greater system of Bukit Vista is very welcome at this point. So part of the reason why we do professional networking on a system level. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Uh, Sorry, sir. I think we have 1 minute left. So, would you like to have some discussion about this, or
Sure.
you?
I can actually have a sub discussion. Thank you, Frida, for catching. Very good. I'd like to actually extend just 10 minutes, please. Yeah, because I want to hear what Lilith has to say, and I think Vidi should hear it too. So permission to extend.
Okay. I think I want you guys to give feedbacks for me today, Jerry.
Oh no, Frida. What I meant was, could we extend 10 minutes, and I'd like to just take a few minutes to hear Lilith's thoughts on radical candor, what she thinks is
Oh,
happening,
okay.
and
Oh,
then yeah, we'll
then,
give you feedback. You're doing great, by the way. That's my feedback. It's
okay.
incredible
10 minutes
information.
more,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Just continue, sure.
Thank you, Frida, and thank you for stepping on toes. That's really good. Really, really good. Okay, over to Lilith.
Uh, about radical candor. First, maybe I would like to express myself. Yeah, I feel that around maybe 2 months. I don't have any big achievement. It's just like, yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah. For example, like the agent itself. Yeah, it succeeds in the first time. Yeah, it's you said that it's difficult to maintain something. Rather than discovering. Yeah, it's more difficult and I always like wondering with Vidi. I also ask Vidi. I don't have any idea. What should I do? Just like yeah, yeah. What should I do? It's just like uh, I'm more happy if I have something. I mean, if I overload rather than I don't have. I mean, I don't have any idea or nothing to do. Just like we done the brainstorming right previously, but I kind of I don't inspire that much. I mean, I still need like what should I do? Just like I need to expand my brain. Just like that's my feeling. Lack of idea, lack of discovery. But things that I feel improving is because I have Rita here as the mentee, so I get the experience on how to direct someone to what is that in this company especially.
Okay.
That's only the added value compared to last month actually.
Freak,
Yeah.
you're giving Lilith a reason to exist. That's actually awesome. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, what can I do to help you, Lilith? Or what can you imagine that I can do to help?
Hmm, actually, if I see the mission and also the vision, on the survive sides, it's clear, right, to maintain the revenue flow. But as we know that, yes, there is the gas in Bali, but we also have so many supply in Bali, and I still try to do that. I mean, for example, on the Facebook ads for the agent and etc. But for the tribe itself, it's kind of maybe I need to be assigned on a task or what is that? Just like
More clear direction, yeah?
yeah,
More
more clear direction.
Okay, thank you for asking for that. And Lilith, I think one of your strengths is actually your ability to show vulnerability. Actually, it is actually what draws people to you. It is what gives you, I think, the trust that's necessary to lead. When you don't know and you don't ask, those are the people we're worried about the most, right? So that I think is the very nature of. I mean, that's why I always ask, right? Like I don't feel like a
Yeah.
shit after a while. Um, not always. I learned from you guys yesterday about actually asking questions during a whatever we were doing, right? A research evaluation, which is really really effective. I'm gonna change my habit and adopt that.
Mm.
I always approach it like a wine critic, right? I'm like, okay, I'm like sort of like deconstructing the wine, but I think it's actually better. People are not wine, they can learn through this engagement dialectic process. Okay. Okay. Uh, Lilith, I think it's not true that you don't have any big achievements. I think one of your achievements is that you learned how to integrate yourself into the company really well. So that is kind of subtle, but it's definitely happened. I remember in the very beginning, like I was just always like thinking, oh man, Lilith is probably going to miss out on a big principle here sometimes, right? And I don't feel that anymore at all. I feel like you get it, right? You're taking the mission and the vision, and you're able to harness the power out of it, and you're able to direct. So that is something different, and that is pretty well practiced, I think here. And I think a lot of people also find inspiration from that, which I did not actually count on in the beginning. I counted on like more senior people getting you more aligned. But what happened, I think, was you got aligned, and you started becoming an inspiration and alignment source for others. So that's actually it's subtle, but I would say that's not that you shouldn't write that off, right? Um, I'll be frank. I'm kind of stuck too, right? Um, I'm working on all these different things right now, right? I got to keep blood pumping in the company. I got to fix the sort of things over at HAR so that our guests are happy. So you do not have my full attention here, if you want to know, right? You probably have maybe 5% of my attention, and even less because I see that you guys are capable people, and I probably spend less time here because I think you're capable people. But from what I hear, both of you are telling me there is some super leadership that's needed, right? Like to at least point and say, okay, this is what we need to focus on. Okay, so we need to come back to this discussion again of what side do we want to focus on, right? Do we focus on the survive or do we still focus on the thrive? And I know Lilith and Vidi, you guys have been focused on our survive, and that part is really engaging, really fun doing these deals and such. But similarly, we need to come back, I guess, to a fundamental belief, which is the fundamental question of how long will this take, right? How long will things take before they get back to 2019? And this is where we need a little bit of ration and a little bit of faith, right? And it's a little bit hard to have both at the same time. Okay, but survive or thrive is the main question. I think we're running out of time today already. We've gone past. So, but I do want to leave it there because that is I think that's the focus question, right? Do we focus more on survive projects or do we focus more on thrive projects? Because there's a lot of thrive stuff that's been sitting in the back of my mind that I'd really like to investigate. And I need, yeah, I need you guys to start thinking about it too as well. But I don't want to flip flop, right? So if we do decide to go this way, we are essentially saying we're going to not pay attention so much to deals and deal flow. Okay, to the secretary, can we put that up as our next discussion, right? So the big question: are we going to focus on survive or thrive? Okay, thank you, Frida, for the time, and thank you for chairing so well. And back to you, Mrs. Chair.
Okay, thank you for the discussion. And now I think I would like you guys give me some feedbacks for my training today. Over to Kak Vidi first.
Okay, thank you, Frida. Yeah, good. Like you stuff on toe, right? That's very good. You're more willing to speak out your mind, and the flow is good. Like since the previous crumbs, the flow is good, and also you're using the Bukit Vista machine. That's why there are less lags and transition between the Scrum itself and the Tableau as well as the discussion. But yeah, maybe there aren't a lot to be commented on regarding the initiatives itself because I've noticed that even the others don't have much comments regarding the initiatives. But overall, an improvement, I guess. That's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Vidi for the feedbacks. Over to Kak Lilis.
As Jinx and Video Society, you use a lot of improvement, and I think you can increase the confidence. Um, Maybe only just tips. Just like I don't know whether you're doing observation before you trading, but I remind you to prepare more, just like the machine, right? It's fine that you cannot show your face here, um, but yeah, just prepare, and then if you feel that you are fluent in that, uh, it I mean, yeah, you are fluent on sharing if you don't need any preparation before the sharing. So just try to.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that one, Frida. But good job for today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Lilis. Over to Mr. Jing.
Frida, how do you feel today?
I feel great.
Okay, all right. I think this is really good. I mean, I'm really like good work, Lilith too as well. I mean, from the last time we were sharing, it was probably like no, and I'm actually really I'm impressed with how quickly this can happen. Usually, this takes more iterations, but it seemed like you've only chaired 3 times, and it's actually it's that's quick. That's from an HR perspective, that's actually that's good. That's a good mentor and a good mentee relationship. What could you do better? I guess yeah. There is more stuff in depth in the cards, and to stimulate more conversation. That's kind of like the next level skill too, as well, right? You have to sort of really understand the context. Um, but yeah, as far as basic chairmanship duties, I think solid, really solid in a fast amount of time. Good.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jing, for the feedback. So I will end the scrum. Now, thank you for coming to the podcast. See you.
Thank
Right.
you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
See
Oh yeah.
you.
By the way, Vidi, I sent you the letter. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Let me know what you think. Lewis, you want to see it too? Here, Lewis, if you have
Sure,
video,
sure, sure.
okay, I'll give it to you too as well, right?
Okay, I will leave now.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Frida. Sir, actually, quick question, sir.
Yes.
In interns hiring for revenue management, do you mention that we need data scientists, uh, or is there a special slot for data scientist interns?
You know what? I That's a really good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because like I'm wondering. Yep. Sorry.
I got something for you. I got something for you. You're gonna love it. I got a list of 700 names at UE, and a lot of them are, and it has majors and stuff. Do you want that?
Uh, wait.
Because okay, this is what happens commonly in HR, right? HR hires people that they think are necessary, right? But what
Yep.
HR should do is hire people who you should. What should happen is like community. Wait, we're still recording this. Let's